Hi everyone, welcome to the Porthole to Justice. I am your host, Amelia. It is June 23rd, 28th, I'm sorry, 28th, and kind of been taking a break. Not going to be doing quite as many shows over the summertime. But this is an important article, and it's something that I have been stressing in my work all along. Human 2020 is a global initiative, and I have been saying for quite some time that this was a global issue. So, in the Independent published today, a mayor, doctors, and social workers arrested in a scheme to brainwash children into believing they had been abused to sell them. A network of fabricated evidence made children believe that they had been abused in an adoption scheme worth hundreds of thousands of euros in Italy. The Italian police have arrested 18 people, including a mayor, social workers, and psychologists for allegedly brainwashing children into believing their parents had abused them. In the scheme to take them away from their families and sell them to foster parents, authorities in the central Italian city of Reggio Emilia, my name, revealed how a network of carers allegedly used hours of psychotherapy sessions and electroshock to convince children that their parents had sexually abused them and altered their memory ahead of trials. Italy's ANSA news agency reports that they then allegedly sold the children on to friends and acquaintances in a scheme worth hundreds of thousands of euros. The investigation condemned. The investigation was codenamed. I'm sorry. One moment. Angels and Demons started in the summer of 2018 after police received a series of reports of wrongdoings. The findings were initially proved false. The 18 arrests include Andrea Carletti, mayor of Bibbiano, a town of about 10,000 near Reggio Emilia, as well as politicians, doctors, social workers, and psychologists. I think there's 18 total arrests. The network initially fabricated false reports to take children away from disadvantaged families. Then they proceeded to convince the children that they had been indeed abused. In an episode reported by Italian newspaper La Repubblica, I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. A girl said she couldn't remember why she couldn't see her father anymore. But don't you remember you said you didn't want to see him? And I remember this, a psychologist told her. I didn't say that, the girl replied. Yes, you said you didn't want to see him because you were afraid that he would hurt you. The psychologist is quoted as insisting that he might seek vengeance or take you away. It's a conversation that goes on between the psychologist and the child, but the child allegedly said she didn't remember and she cried because she had missed her father. The brainwashed children and deceived authorities, the the network is also accused of using small electroshocks that they called little memory machine while with children. Their other methods allegedly included forging childlike drawings to add fake sexual details, falsely describing their parents' homes as derelict, and enacting plays in which social workers playing the children's parents disguised as monsters trying to harm them. Speaking while at the G20 summit in Osaka, Japan, Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte said these accusations, if confirmed, are frightening and shocking. Investigators also believe that social workers never gave the children dozens of presents and letters sent by their natural parents. Authorities said the scheme tried to pass off as a model welfare system for abused minors, what was in reality a illegal business to the children's detriment. The children's foster parents included sex shop owners, people with psychological disorders, and parents whose children had taken their lives. Italian media reports that 2 of the children have been sexually abused after being assigned to their foster care placements. Along with 18 arrested, dozens of others are under investigation. The group is accused of a long series of crimes, including abusing minors, grave injuries, abuse of power, embezzlement, judicial fraud, and fabricating evidence. Italian media reports that dozens of people are under investigation. Police did not disclose how many children were involved. So, this is what I've been claiming that is going on throughout Child Protective Services in all of my content for quite some time, and I've actually taken a lot of heat for it. So this is, I feel somewhat vindicated. And, it's not easy for me to stick my neck out the way that I have publicly, because I get attacked quite a bit. But I feel very passionate about this issue, and I feel like somebody has to bring it to light. I'm just a mom. I was also a victim of fraud on the court, and so was my son. And I've been hosting this podcast for, I think it's been since 2015, and I've had an online presence since 2014. And I work very hard, and I dedicate myself to this issue, and I'm on a global panel for a campaign, an initiative called Human 2020, which is to end human trafficking by the year 2020. And this is very promising. To get an article like this in The Independent, 18 arrested and dozens of others involved in these crimes against the children, and not just the children, I say crimes against humanity, because this is affecting approximately 24 million displaced children on American soil as well. This is happening all over the globe. So I've been teased a lot. I've been hated on online, and it's taken a lot out of me to stick my neck out, to speak out against these crimes. And not really a lot of people liking it, but, yeah, I feel like somebody has to do it, and I am a mom, and I have shared a lot of stories online. Of other moms, some that have taken their own lives, others that have lost their children in these abusive foster care placements. Locally here in Texas, where I live. You can go to my new blog. I started a public, it's a new feature. It's a children and families chat board, and it's brand new. It only has 150 members. I just started it about 8 months ago, and where I feature a lot of these older stories to substantiate a lot of what I talk about, a lot of the content that I use on these podcasts. So if you'd like to join the conversation, you can check it out. It's on Facebook exclusively. It's called Porthole to Justice, Children and Families Chat. Check it out. We really want to bring light to this issue because it's happening. It's happening at our borders. It's happening on American soil, and it's happening worldwide. So I will be posting a link to this article in the comments below the Spreaker podcast. Also, check out my new YouTube channel on YouTube. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. And thanks for tuning in. I'm not going to be recording as many shows over the summer. Obviously, I am a mom, and school is out for summertime. So I'm going to be. I've scheduled some shows, but they're spaced out. Most likely till September. So also, July 1st, I'm going to be having on Paula Flo of The Hitting Stops Here. You can check out her website, thehittingstopshere.com. And I'm going to be having Lazaro Encinero back on the show as he is a activist. And then I'm also going to be having... I recently featured... one of my friends came out with an excellent, it's a series online, and it's called, stand by. I posted some links in the Porthole to Justice, and it's a series called Under Silver Lake, and it's created by my friend Lawrence Montford, across the pond in the UK, and hopefully he'll be coming on the show to talk about his project. It's a documentary, and it's very well done. It's very well made. It's a documentary about the Donald Marshall story, and you can check that out on YouTube. And he also has a YouTube channel, which I've shared to my blog and my main Facebook page. It's an excellent documentary. It's called Under the Silver Lake Trailer. Also check out the Donald Marshall story on YouTube. Pretty interesting stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been another episode of Porthole to Justice Off the Cuff. I'm your host, Amelia Duran. Thanks for tuning in.